And we are back for another BTS reaction. My name is Max. I'm a communication skills coach, and what I do on this channel is I look at all different types of people's communication skills. This isn't my first BTS rodeo. I'm going to be diving into Jin's Behind Full Story. I've reacted to another Behind Full Story, the Suga and RM one. So I'm looking forward to diving into this one. It looks like it has the most views in the entire series. Guys, if you want to watch the uncut version of this reaction, all you need to do is click my Patreon link in the description below. This is where you'll be able to access over 80 hours of uncut and exclusive BTS reactions. Plus, you'll get the chance to watch BTS live streams with us every week. It's a ton of fun. We'll see you there. Let's get started with the video.
아, 누구세요?
악수 한번 하시죠.
네, 반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
예.
날씨가 많이 풀렸네요.
아, 따뜻하네요.
네.
어떻게 지냈어요?
인터뷰인가요? 오늘 이렇게 진 씨의 인터뷰를 받게 된 먼 길을 달려온 BTS 정국이라고 합니다.
아, 귀찮게 하지 마세요.
반갑습니다.
반갑습니다.
다시 한번.
예.
Jungkook right away, seems completely at ease with Jin, completely at ease. And I feel like with Jungkook especially, I mean, Jin does this to everyone, it feels like. It feels like he brings out a sense of humor in a lot of the guys. And I often find that when we're really comfortable around people, our sense of humor comes out much more easily. There's just something about being relaxed, right? You're feeling relaxed, you're feeling loose, and as a result, you can just joke around much more freely. Although he's the one interviewing Jin, you can tell Jungkook's just like completely being himself here right away.
요즘 뭐 어떻게 지내고 계세요?
아, 뭐 저야 같이 일하고 있잖아요. 뭐 비슷한 것도 찍고 촬영도 하고 그다음에 뭐 녹음도 하고 또 뭐 정국이랑 놀기도 하고 예.
또
I just love how he's teasing him, but at the same time, he's making him the center of attention in the conversation. And that's part of Jin's charm, right? Jin's really good at making you the center of attention by teasing you. And although he is being a little extra and he's being a little sarcastic, he's still closely paying attention to you when he's doing that. So there's a charm that really works.
게임도 하고 한 잔도 하고
아무튼 반갑습니다. 또 진 씨랑 이렇게 또 오랜만에 이제 한국 안에 둘이 있는 건 또 오랜만이지 않습니까?
그렇지.
And I'm not sure if this is like a Korean cultural subtlety here. I wonder if just like a subtle thing there when Jungkook kind of shook his hand and he looked down, he didn't make eye contact when he shook his hand. I wonder if that's more of like a respect to your older brother type of acknowledgement that we just saw.
음악에 관련된
그죠?
예.
개인적이잖아요. 보통 우리가 팀이긴 하지만 또 각자만의 생각들이 있고
그치.
또 꿈도 있고
예.
방식도 있고 다 다르지 않습니까?
맞지.
그래서 그런 것들에 대해서 이제 몇 가지 질문을 좀 던져보겠습니다.
해보세요.
And Jin's so attentive with Jungkook, isn't he? You can go back and hear Jin sort of adding in little words of acknowledgement and validation
좀 던져보겠습니다.
in the middle of Jungkook asking a question. So he's locked in on Jungkook. It's cute, it's endearing, it's charming, and he's just super attentive toward Jungkook.
이번에는 어쨌든 블루 앤 그레이는 그 B가 이렇게 만든 곡이다 보니까 B의 가장 편한 음역대에 맞춰진 노래다 보니까 곡이 너무너무 낮아가지고
그래서 진 씨가 팀 내에서는 그래.
I love Jin as the older brother. He makes you feel cared for, so you feel like a certain protective element from Jin. And although oftentimes it feels like it's through sarcasm, the undertones are warmth, care, sincerity. So I love him in this big brother role.
또 음역대가 굉장히 높은.
아유 무슨 소리 다 요새 거기서 거기죠.
아니에요. 진 씨 상당히 높습니다.
요새 다 거기서 거기입니다.
박수 한번 씩.
예.
Jungkook with a nice compliment to Jin, Jin kind of deflecting it.
높은.
아유 무슨 소리 다 요새 거기서 거기죠.
Playing that humble card. And this is part of their culture, I feel like. Korea being a culture full of humility. So it's no surprise, but we're dealing with two very humble individuals here.
지금 뭐랄까 이 팀에서 내 음역대가 사실 애매해.
아니죠.
지민이가 엄청 높고 B가 이렇게 낮고 이제 거기서 이렇게 선택해야 되는데
제가 생각했을 때는 진 씨가
애매하지. 그나마 좀 그 편하고 나름 이렇게 쉽게 부를 수 있는 노래는 작은 시 정도라고.
You hear Jungkook like trying to get a word in there and thinking about how he can bring Jin up and compliment Jin.
아니죠.
지민이가 엄청
Because Jin, in a way, is downplaying himself. You know, they're really good at praising each other, but admitting that they're doing really good in one thing, like vocalizing it, is something that they generally, from what I've seen, stay away from. And potentially another one of the a million reasons why we like BTS is because of that humility. And I think there's a certain likability there because we kind of can trust them more in a way. The irony in someone who sells themselves and is like really forward about their accomplishments is that we sort of repel from that. We put our wall up, we put our guard up. Here, it's like they're not trying to sell themselves at all. And as a result, it kind of builds trust with the audience and kind of makes us like them even more.
이 개인 작업물이
네.
몇 개 있었잖아요.
예.
최근에도 공개한 작업물도 있었고.
예.
그러면 이제 형의 이제 작업 방식에 대해
I don't know if I've ever, well, I have, I guess, in The Soup, but I haven't often seen Jungkook in a one-on-one interaction with someone, especially being the one who's taking the lead here. It's just cool seeing this more curious side from Jungkook. That always makes for a more enjoyable interview and a more enjoyable conversation.
뭐 괜찮은 거 있으면 대충 스케치 해가지고 냅두고 거기서 뭐 또 이런 컨셉 뭐 저런 컨셉 뭐 맞춰서 하다가 포기하는 것도 많고 나온 것도 있고.
요번에 한
You look at Jin, so he's got this like quasi mischievous smile on his face. He's ready to make a joke at any point. Like if there's an opening, give him an opening. Jin's gonna make a joke. He's gonna crack a sarcastic remark.
야, 혹시 너도 그런 타입?
See? There you go. Do you do that too?
바로 지우지 않아요?
바로
마음에 안 들면 지우지
마음에 안 들면 바로 지우지.
그죠.
근데 애들이 하지 말라 하더라고 그거.
기록에
And I've said this from the beginning. Jin's the type of guy that if he jokes around with you, the more attentive he is toward you, the more he pokes at you or teases you, I really do think the more comfortable that means he feels with you. And that's totally his way of showing his love toward you.
이런 거를 해놨지 이러면서 다 지워버리는 그런 타입이지.
약간 완벽주의의 성향이 있어서 그런 건가요?
아 완벽주의라기보다는 사실 부끄러운 거지. 아, 이걸 혹시 내가 이딴 멜로디를 썼다는 게 혹시 누군가가 들었을 때 아 이거 많이 부끄러울 것 같은
그게
거야.
어떻게 보면 또 완벽주의일 수도 있는
So
거예요.
I like how Jungkook questions things. I'm starting to see that more from him. He questions things. He questions the norms.
약간 완벽주의의 성향이
He's a lot deeper than he originally presented to me. And just in terms of his curiosity and his open-mindedness, and he's really like trying to find the positives in Jin right now. And I think that's just sort of his mindset in general.
나오게 된 거거든. 근데
몰랐네요.
그
새로운 사실.
상황이 어쨌든 코로나 상황에다가 뭐 이렇게 나는 뭐 지금 여태까지 꿈을 꾼 것 같다 이렇게 눈 뜨면 다시 이렇게 아미들 있는 곳에 꿈에 그 많은 사람들이 있었던 곳에 있었던 것 같은데 난 알고 보니까 지금
Jin letting us in there. And I've heard people say, like, hey, if you want a deeper side, more vulnerable side to Jin, you got to check out his lyrics because that's when he really expresses himself. And that's interesting. I sort of saw a glimpse there of him explaining that to Jungkook. And I even sensed that while he was explaining it, he was a tad bit uncomfortable, right? He's clearly very present and in this like really fun, lighthearted mood with Jungkook, and maybe like accessing that different side to him is difficult because it kind of throws him off.
이제 방향성이 그렇게 잡히게 된 거지.
그래서 저희가 이제 저희끼리 있을 때도 되게 우리가 공연했던 거나 이런 장면들이 되게 꿈 같다고 많이 말을 했었죠. 그것도 궁금합니다. 저기
뭐야?
진 씨의 개인 신곡 그거.
아 어비스. 그거는 그 사실 제가 많이 우울할 때
Jungkook's kind of like leading the conversation now. He's taking the sort of tone of that answer and he's leading into another more serious, deeper question.
그것도 궁금합니다. 저기.
So I think Jungkook is doing a good job of playing off Jin's energy, playing off his answers, and leading this interview in a natural way.
가 되게 사람이 단순하고 직설적이니까 좀 제가 다 경험했던 일들 위주로 그런 거에서 이렇게 좀 쓰는 타입이죠.
저랑 비슷한 걸요.
단순 그 자체. 단순 그 자체.
앞으로 우리
These guys love each other. These guys love each other. It's like their little inside joke way of bonding. It's one of them, it feels like.
그러면 이제 단순 이 생각과 보컬 가지고 이제 앞으로 이번 앨범도 그렇고 앞으로 나올 앨범도 그렇고 어떤 식으로 이제 형의 음악을 풀어나가고 싶은지.
단순이라 조금 더 좋은 것 같아요.
And from what I know, Jungkook's such a musician. He's such a musical guy through and through. Loves music, loves creating, loves performing. So it's cool listening to him engage Jin in a conversation about music. You could tell Jungkook's interested and passionate about this, which makes this conversation that much more engaging.
잘 이렇게 주면은 그거를 열심히 하려고 노력을 하거든요. 그러면 좀 그 감정에 맞게 그 목소리들이 묻어나지 않을까라는 생각을 하고 있는데 그래도 좀 그 센 음악들 있잖아요.
그죠.
그런 건 좀 힘들더라고요. 그런 건 좀 꾸밈이 있어야 되는데 그런 꾸밈은
I just always like the way the BTS boys explain themselves and express themselves. One of the things that strikes me the most about these guys is how much they seem to know who they are. To me, when I think about life and life skills and feeling good about yourself, I think a big part of that is knowing who you are, understanding who you are. What am I like? And what do I like? What don't I like? And oftentimes when I hear them speak, you get the sense that they know themselves really well.
다양한 음악들을 할 텐데 뭐 그런 쪽으로 이제 좀 더 개발을 하고 싶은 의욕이 있습니까? 그거 뭐 센 거면 센 거.
제가 막 목소리도 긁어보고 막 여러 가지 막
Heartwarming to see how much Jungkook admires Jin and just his older brothers in general. Just seeing how much he admires RM and even J-Hope, Yoongi. To me, out of all of them, he could be the biggest star of them all.
이 사람은 타고난 게 있긴 하더라고요.
준 씨도 타고났습니다.
저도 그래서 그쪽으로 이렇게 타고났잖아요. 그래가지고 뭐 거기에 대해 불만은 없는데 각자 자기의 장점과 단점들이 있을 테니까 저는 그냥 그렇게 편하게 생각하기로 했습니다.
That's cool.
자, 그러면 이제
That was cool to hear Jin say that too. Like, hey, I'm gifted in my own way.
그쪽으로 이렇게 타고났잖아요.
And that's an important message. Like, it's important to be humble, but there comes a time where it's important to be honest and realistic and give yourself some credit. Again, I think Jin saying that is important. It's important for us to hear. It's important for the audience to hear. It's important for his fans to hear. It's important for himself to hear. And it's true.
이 스타일은 내가 진짜 꼭 해보고 싶다.
Good question.
어떤 장르?
했고 그렇다고 막 댄스를 이렇게 막 혼자서 해보고 싶지는 않고
EDM 됐잖아요. 스테이로 EDM도 해보고.
그것도 신나. 근데 그건 내가 써본 게 아니니까. 내가 써본 게 아니니까.
이번에 그럼 랩을 한번 도전해보시는.
사실 그쪽도 이렇게 욕심을 한번 가져보긴 했어.
Jungkook's so even-keeled and calm, isn't he?
이번에 그럼 랩을 한번 도전해보시는.
You don't really see Jungkook like getting so up, or I haven't really seen him getting. He's a good interviewer in that way because he maintains this sort of even-keeled composure. He's really tuned in to what Jin's saying. He's been doing an amazing job at sort of helping the conversation flow really naturally and taking a real genuine interest in Jin. And as a result, Jin's opening up and having a good time, on top of the fact that they already have this really great established comfort and bond with one another. So this has been an awesome conversation.
정말 이 발음 정확히 그대로 다 꽂히는 그런 타입이라.
그래도 오늘 진 씨 인터뷰를 하면서 진 씨가 어떤 스타일인지 명확하게 알겠네요. 박수 한번.
그래서 뭘 하고 싶은지 마무리 안 지었는데.
자, 그래서 하고 싶은 건.
And like Jin's on top of things, right? Just when you think Jin's not listening or he's sidetracked in another thought, he surprises you and he comes back to the original point, which was, hey, I didn't tell you what genre I was interested in. Just Jin showing his awareness and his wherewithal and just his ability to bring things full circle and showing his social skills there as well.
약간 저희 단체곡으로 친다면 이제 버터플라이 그런
맞죠, 그쵸. 그런 느낌. 뭐 그런 느낌 한번 해볼까 해가지고 한 달 전부터 구상하고 있었는데 스케줄이 많네요.
지금 진행된 거 없는데
진행된 거 없어요. 구상만 했어요.
오케이.
그 봄날 버터플라이 이런 느낌 있잖아요.
Great to see that genuine giggle coming from Jin.
진행된 거 없는데
And I've seen that a couple times in this interview, and I feel like Jungkook really brings that out of him.
진짜 오늘 인터뷰 너무 감사하고
즐거웠어요.
이 진씨의 행보
네.
기대하도록 하겠습니다.
감사합니다.
오늘 BTS의 전국 인터뷰 여기서 마무리하도록 하겠습니다.
반갑습니다.
고생했습니다.
고생했어요.
That was a really engaging conversation. We got to hear a lot from Jin. We got to see some funny moments. We got to see glimpses of some more vulnerable moments. In a way, like I saw Jungkook's leadership skills shine. Guys, as always, if you want to watch the uncut version of this reaction, all you need to do is click on my Patreon link. I've included it in my description below. Other than that, thank you for being here. My name is Max. I will catch you soon. Peace.